In January of this year, the Red Cross declared its first ever blood crisis. This was amid the surge of the Omicron variant of COVID-19.
So 10 months later, are we still in that crisis? Joining us now live to answer that question is Michael Detesco. He is the Regional Communications Director for the Red Cross Western New York chapter. Michael, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So it has been a rough couple of years for the Red Cross and really any organization that had to deal with blood or other donations, that kind of thing. Difficult indeed, but have we come on the other side of that, at least when it comes to the Red Cross?
You know, we're still in great need of blood products and for people to step forward, but we're beyond where we were in January. At that point, I believe it's the first time we ever used the word crisis to describe the state we were in. We had to work very closely with our hospital partners to make sure that the distribution of blood was done on an equitable basis and was directed to the areas of greatest need. We're beyond that, but we're not to the point we were pre-COVID. The COVID pandemic has definitely made a difference in our ability to maintain the supplies we'd like to. But we're moving in a positive direction.
You guys just expanded the eligibility for those who can donate. Before, those who had been to the UK and those who had been to France were not eligible to donate. Can you, for those who don't know, explain a little bit about why the change?
Sure. Back in the 1980s through the early 2000s, around 2001, there was great concern about the emergence of the Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, which a lot of people refer to as mad cow disease. So there weren't tests available at that time to test for agents that were still in the bloodstream from those people who may have been affected by that. So those people were deferred. And again, an important point to remember is that blood products like prescription medications, like medical devices, anything that's implanted in the body, are subject to FDA regulations. So we had to abide by those FDA regulations. Those regulations were just eased.
The reasons for someone maybe not donating or something that is holding them back is kind of a unique thing for each person. What are you guys finding these days that is holding people back from providing this life-saving thing, something that could save the lives of multiple people just from one blood donation? What is holding people back these days, and what kind of incentives are you guys offering to get people out and give the gift of life?
Well, interesting that you mentioned the incentives. I'll go over that first. Right now, anyone who donates between October 16th and the end of the month, October 31st, will receive a $10 e-card to a selection of merchants that are participating in our program. So that's the incentive part of it. I think, you know, some of the things that have maybe held people back, especially the last 2 years, is, you know, fear about COVID transmission. We've been extremely safe in how we've handled the donors who come into our facilities, making sure that staff are masked at appropriate times. So that's certainly one drawback. Others are just general anxiety about needles, about giving blood, what their reaction might be. And we can walk people through that at any time if they have specific questions about those fears.
All right, Michael, thank you so much for your time today. We really, really appreciate it. We'll put more information on ways to donate over on WIVB.com.
Thank you.